So say, for example, you guys are living together and you decide to get married. Okay, this is now we step into the marriage space. So many, and once again, a warning that this is only based on South African law. This is an American law. Like, I know I have a lot of followers that are from America and Australia and the UK, but this does not apply to those laws, right? So when it comes to antenuptial contracts, in the movies, they call them prenuptials. Okay, and that's when, or postnuptials. That's when it gets very confusing, because people think, obviously post means after. People think that you can sign your antenuptial contract after you're married. And in South Africa, you cannot. Okay. In South Africa, there are only 3 marital regimes. The first one is married in community of property, which is basically you share assets, you share debts, and you share one estate. In certain circumstances, you even actually need your partner's consent to purchase property, or to enter into business interactions, or to enter into that. And I'm going to make a joke. If anyone finds this offensive, I apologize. But basically, like, in community of property is the most outdated thing you can ever do, unless you are literally marrying a multi-billionaire that's about to pass away, right? Like, I know that sounds a bit hectic, but you never ever want to be in a position that you share an estate with someone where you actually don't know what they're doing, and you also are liable for their debt. It's a very, very outdated system. But how to actually trick the system is to see an attorney and a notary and get your right in terms of your antenuptial contract. Okay, there are 2 other marital regimes in South Africa, which aren't actually around the world. We have a very, very special system. The one is accrual without, so out of community of property without accrual. It basically means what you come in with is yours. What you leave, what you make in the marriage and can leave with, is also yours. There's no sharing. Completely separate. You don't share anything. There's no calculation to share or anything like that. And the third one, which is actually the middle one, which is with accrual. So with accrual, and as I said, pop me a DM, because I'm not going to explain in depth. This is just to basically plant a seed in your mind. If you're going through this, if you're getting married or any of that, for you to contact me and then we can discuss. But basically, with accrual is you actually get the opportunity to, what you make together, share. But there's a specific calculation that comes in, and it's very, very specific, and it's very specific to South Africa as well. But to close this off, because I said that these would be about 30 minutes, and I think, yeah, basically, when it comes to antenuptial contracts, okay, the most important things that you need to know. 1, you need to sign it before you're married. Okay, before you're married. Even if it is the morning before you get married, you have to sign it before you get married. 2, you have to sign it in the presence of a notary, okay, with both of the parties. 3, you must understand what you're signing, okay? And I'll actually share this, because I'm going to also share about an event that I'm doing with finance for females, and we're doing a live tomorrow in Moen. I can see you there. Epic. I'm so apt. So basically, what you need to do is that you need to actually understand what you're signing. I have read case law before where literally the morning of the wedding, the husband went to the wife and said, just sign this. This is going to regulate our marital regime. And she said, what does this mean? And he basically said, no, what it means is that we're going to protect ourselves. We're not going to share debts. But if we get divorced, what's yours is yours and what's mine is mine. It's the accrual system, right? And she said, okay, and she signed it or whatever. Cut long story short, 10 years pass, they go through a divorce. She sees this antenuptial contract and she's like, I didn't know what it meant at the time of signing it. Anyway, cases, as the law goes on, went on for about 5 years. What the ruling actually said was, because she did not understand the implications of what she was signing, she was not bound. Okay, so she actually came out with about 30 million rand in her divorce, because purely she did not understand. Obviously, ignorance of the law is no excuse, but what I'm saying to you is that when you're signing something, make sure that you understand what you're signing. And the last two things is no clauses can be included that go against public policy. So when I say public policy, so many people ask me, can I put in a clause that if someone cheats, then they get nothing? No, you can put it in, but it's not going to be enforceable. Someone says, if this happens, can say, for example, if the person won't give me marital pleasures, can I give them nothing? And I'm like, no, you can't. So an antenuptial contract, you must remember, I know it's crazy, like it's mind-blowing because a lot of people don't know this, and some attorneys actually put it in antenuptial contracts, and people think that it's enforceable, but it's not enforceable. Like, it's not enforceable. So ask me if you want to do an antenuptial contract. Ask me that for that clause. I'll tell you I can put it in, but you're never ever going to be able to make that enforceable. And also the deeds office probably will reject it. Okay. Last thing, and in closing, basically know your rights. Know your rights always. Always, always, always. Get to a point, even if you have to set up a 15-minute free call with me, ask me the questions that you need to ask, even if you have to Google it, even if I need to tell you what to Google, right, in terms of South African law. Make sure that you know your rights always, especially when it comes to something like antenuptial contracts and living together without marriage. Because even that quote that from Einstein is that a clever person solves a problem, but a wise person avoids it. Right? Let's be wise. Let's avoid issues that are avoidable. Okay. And then when it comes to all of this, I promised you guys a free ebook. I will pop the link in here. And it's basically about antenuptial contracts. It goes very much in depth with everything that I've spoken about. So I'm just typing it in here, and blonde on a phone, epic, amazing. So there is the link. If anyone misses it, and there's also so many other ebooks there. There's one on narcissistic abuse. There's one on parenting plans. There's one on divorce settlement agreements. There's so much there that you can actually get value from. So just screenshot that link, go on the site, pop me a DM if you have questions. Let's set up a call. Let's communicate. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. This is a quick one. These are just little snippets to plant seeds. It can be quite overwhelming if there's too much information, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. And thank you so much. My DMs are open. Pop me a message, comment, do whatever you got to do. Just make sure that your rights are protected. Hope you guys have an amazing evening, and I will see you next Monday